Ah, that's better. Hello, my name is Ewan Gomsel, aka Sutek of Mars, and welcome back for another doctrine-oriented video. Now, the majority of this video is going to be, well, I say positively dominated by once more a sincere apology for my absence, but once again it's corresponding with an incalculable accumulation of homework that I've had to attend to, accompanied by a severely vexatious accretion of revision. But anyhow, sincerity out of the way, I have returned this time irrefutably for good. And what I'm going to do to begin is tell you what one can expect from the channel in the preceding weeks. So yes, to begin, I will be creating weekendly reviews of Series 9 predominantly, as well as some spontaneous decisions referring to classic episodes. For example, Attack of the Cybermen you may be seeing relatively soon. And furthermore, once again, as I've previously created, there will be figure reviews, as you can see behind me. I won't have the camera over there, but yeah, so you'll be seeing a greater frequency of uploads with figure reviews and episode reviews, etc. And furthermore, I shall be posting occasionally top 10s orientated by our beloved Doctor Who, one of which, top 3 Doctors on this occasion, my apologies, not top 10, I will be displaying further in this video. So, to conclude, that's a little constituent of this video. My apologies for my absence, but I will certainly be back continuously from now on. And yes, that's really quite it. So, as previously dictated, some of this video will be orientated by my top 3 Doctors. Now, the top 3 and 2 have been incredibly difficult to choose. They're frequently differentiating with the more episodes I've watched, as unfortunately I'm yet to see every single classic episode, but I have viewed about 75%. But anyway, analogous with the episodes I have managed to perceive as my time as a Whovian, let's begin with number 3. So at number 3 we have Peter Davison, formerly named Peter Moffat. Davison being his stage name, reigning from 1981 to 1984. Now, for these top 3 Doctors, I'll be providing 3 reasons, somewhat explicitly or extensively, why I have such fondness for these Doctors. So to begin with Peter Davison, first of all, particularly displayed in Earthshock, although he seems seemingly at times imbecilic and uninfluential, he does possess great valiance and exceedingly superseding bravery in times of need, as the Doctor usually is. But I feel that it's in somewhat of a contrast to his generic personality, and so it becomes more prominent in that way. So take the case of Anjazani, for example, just at the end of part 3. Although it's conversed to be incorrect, the scene where he's about to crash into Anjazani Minor, I believe it's called, here the lines in front of them begin to become squealy, I suppose, if you want to refer to that, consequently implying to the viewer that he's about to regenerate. But, opposed to that, he shakes it off, simply to retrieve a companion that he's only known for one previous episode, Planet of Fire, I believe. And once again, that's really an exemplification of the balance and the such bravery we see in Peter Davison. And yes, that's really the most imperative reason there. But secondly, like I said, the majority of his participation as a Doctor seems rather passive, and he himself appears to be continuously pacified and quite serene in times of great peril, I suppose. No pun intended, peril. But yes, in times of great peril. But once again, he's even to contradict this, he displays, similar to myself, great egotism, although he doesn't necessarily display it, and depicts his incomprehensible intelligence being a Time Lord and Gallifreyan. And so it's that side of him where, although he begins to be playing the fool, as it were, he becomes this resplendent intelligence that we see in numerous episodes. Right, for the third reason, although this is a characteristic of every incarnation of the Doctor, he despises all villainy. And so, once again, he just poses any peril or any barbarous or perilous creature he's faced with, and defeats them irrefutably, eradicating them from existence, dictating to them what is good, what is bad, what is moral, what is immoral. And it's that real display of that rebuking of any villain creature he ever encounters. I really do admire that. Just that he's that one soul in the universe that possesses good internally. A little deeper there, but nonetheless we'll progress. My preferred stories of his era, as I previously referenced, are Earthshock and Caves of Androzani, and quite importantly, they are my first and second favourite stories of the classic era. So, coming on to number 2, it is, believe it or not, controversial may he be, Colin Baker, portraying the 6th incarnation of the Doctor from 1985 to 1986. So to begin, I'm just going to say a little about Colin's role, Colin's portrayal as the Doctor, and how it was perceived by the preceding audience within this era. And to be honest, it really does baffle me how Colin Baker can be considered an atrocious Doctor. It really rather does, because his characteristics for me are marvellous and really seem as though a replication of my own, and it's probably one of the reasons why I'm so fond of him. But yes, he was barbarous and he was minimally pugnacious at times, but through this he disposes of, once again, all evil. I really admire that, and I can't contemplate any faults in his character at all. And yes, his debut story, apart from Caves, obviously, the twin dilemma wasn't phenomenal, but even so, Colin, as an actor and exerter of his characteristics in the role, is really brilliant throughout his reign, and particularly in twin dilemma. So, enough of my incomprehension with his controversy. We'll move on to the reasons. So, to begin, like I've said once more, his prominent egotism, and when I say prominent, I mean incomprehensibly protuberant egotism. It's something that I, for one, really relate to. It does make me sound like a horrible person, but even so, although he may be criticised and he may be referred to as narcissistic, he's not afraid. He's not ashamed to display his intelligence and his unreserved supersedment of all those around him. He makes it incredibly blatant that he's the most intelligent in the room, and he doesn't particularly care how some may conceive him, which I think is quite brilliant, and once again just leaks into that fact that despite his personality, despite how he may be considered, he continues to fight and remain the incarnation, his marvelous incarnation that he is. Right. Furthermore, really rather connecting to that, moreover, he's at times, particularly again in this window, he's a little insolent, he's a little impertinent to those around him. But once again, I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, it's difficult to explain, but nonetheless, I'm really not certain how to articulate this, but he just contradicts those who may have commented something ridiculous, and just correcting them in some way, and really just once more displaying his preeminent intellect. And I quite like that idea. I quite like that he's saving the world and he does it how he likes it, I suppose, and quite correspondingly as well. I mean, he's saved the world on numerous occasions, in fact, innumerable occasions, and I think he deserves some retrospect. I'm thinking that he deserves to act as how we want. And once again, I don't know. Some people may consider that not a brilliant characteristic to possess, but I think it is. Right, moving on. Although he is, I say deceivingly, pugnacious and barbaric, he truly, within himself, he is incredibly benevolent and passionate, emanating that within particularly Attack of the Cybermen, to mention elements of very complex story. But yes, like I said, he truly does possess benevolent attributes. Particularly, we see in the relationship between Perry and Colin. Although to begin, there's that famous, somewhat found and equivalently controversial line, "I'm the doctor whether you like it or not." But that relationship between Perry and the doctor just progresses from then on, and he becomes the saviour and the guardian of the universe as he always has been. And it is this caressing word, but yes, it is this benevolence accompanied by this deceivingly barbarous doctor that I quite like. I may not have explained that very well, but that really is my opinion ascertained from it. But moving on to number one, it is to please, I expect a lot of fangirls, David Tennant. Now, to begin, although my first Doctor was Christopher Eccleston back in 2005, David Tennant came into the role, was introduced just as my fondness was growing into unsustainable proportions, as you can see surrounding me, the evidence of that. And yes, and he really has become my doctor, my quintessential incarnation of the resplendent Time Lord. But for the reasons why, justification for my fondness, I have in fact, I just put my sonic screwdriver in my pocket there. I have in fact 3 reasons that I have posted on my Whovian's Amino account, which you can find under the name of Suitable Mars. Apologies for the self-promotion, but here we go. He's constantly enigmatic, receiving and valiantly discovering new stimulating information, but is without reluctance to convey his preeminent intellect in any situation. He loves travelling the universe and constantly embraces the fondness by seeing unreserved and full and beauty wherever he resides. Number 2. He shows great compassion and what's more, benevolence, no matter the barbarity or the malevolence of his opposition. And number 3. He possessed superlative resilience to the very last, and subsequently, though he had been aware of his defeat, he didn't want to go, and neither did I. And yes, I am not ashamed to admit tears still positively incarcerate my face when I view End of Time Part 2. Well, yes, and that is my dictation of David Tennant, and now I've become wearing my top 3 doctors. I do hope you're enjoying this video, and I hope you will tune in to my preceding videos in the subsequent weeks with, as I said previously, weekly top 10s, reviews, and figure reviews. So if I just activate my sonic screwdriver, I believe it's setting 57B. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.